Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Philly Phone Book, a podcast archive. I am your host, Gideon, Caro, McDonald, and with me today is a lovely friend of mine, an actor here in Philadelphia. You may have recently seen him at the Candlelight Theater in Something Rotten, as well as a fun French play that we could talk about if we'd like, and a lovely career at University Arts. We have Nate Miles-McLean.
Hi.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Welcome to the pod.
So great to be here.
Yay.
For real. This is really exciting.
I'm glad. How you been?
I've been really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been quite well.
I love it quite well.
Yeah.
That's such a nice response to that. Because it's been hot and crazy.
Well, just the past 2 days.
Just the past 2 days.
Yeah.
That's fair. When it's hot like this, it feels like it's been forever hot. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the vibe. Yeah. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to talk.
Truly, I've been daydreaming about this for a while. I feel truly honored.
long time listener, first time caller. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm happy to have you on here.
Of course.
So, Nate, I know you quite well, but I would say the people listening may not. So why don't we take this first bit of the show to talk about yourself? A little bit of an introduction, who you are, what you do, where you're from, and yeah.
So my name is Nate Miles-McLean. I'm also known as Nathaniel. I'm really cool with either. Funnily enough, I came to be known as Nathaniel in specifically stage combat spaces.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it Alex?
Yeah.
Shout out Alex Cordero.
Always shout out Alex Cordero.
Always shout out. He just decided to call you Nathaniel over Nate.
Yeah.
What a fun guy.
And so then, so that was fun. But yeah, I use currently he, they pronouns. I am an actor based in Philadelphia. I'm originally from D.C., born and raised on the D.C. side of Chevy Chase. Yeah, and I just get up to what I can when I can in the Philly art scene, specifically, like theater and mostly movement-based storytelling.
Ooh, movement-based storytelling. That encompasses dance, physical movement, like just across the board movement.
That's what it's been so far. Yeah. So the last, other than the French play.
Play.
The last thing that I did was I worked with Philly Children's Theater.
Yes.
For the second time, which was just as delightful as the first, where I played Aster, the mermaid, in Underwater Birthday Ball.
Oh, that looked so fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was really hard. But I did. It was a devised show, so had to come up with a lot of the movement. And something that's really delightful about Sarah Gordon, the founder and director, and Katie Cherkasky was the assistant director who did a lot of the movement stuff and choreography with us, is that, they give you a prompt. They say, this is our general vague skeleton of an idea. Get on the floor and throw on the meat. And that's how I view it. That I don't that Sarah Gordon nor Katie had ever said those words to me, but like that's how I approach it, right?
Yeah.
And so you just to music or just to prompts as they're live and coming in with my castmates, Julie and Crystal and Elena. We just all collaborate and improv together, just feeding off of each other's impulses. And Katie guided us through like sharing weight and physical contact exercises, a lot of like kinesthetic response type stuff, embodiment exercises. Yeah. And so that is mostly that was like the second time I worked with Philly Children's Theater, and that was the second project that I had been hired for that took that approach.
Wow.
And that's stuff that I discovered in college that I really enjoy, and that I'm rather good at.
You are quite good at.
If I may say. I don't mean to
No. Yeah, and
it's weird. You gotta hype yourself up, but it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Then let me hype you up myself.
Oh,
you are very talented in that regard. I agree. You're a brilliant physical performer, and with that, has theater been your path this whole time? Like growing up, has this been your career of choice? Has physical expression been something that you've done for a lot of your life, moving up to now, or has it been a later decision while you kind of find yourself in college?
yeah. So, in the arts kid scene, especially theater, it's a well-known and well-worn joke, dancer first. But I was
Nice.
yeah, when I was a kid, my parents, aside from theater camp, I was mostly doing dance.
Cool.
And like kindergarten and elementary school, I was taking ballet a lot. That was my first real artistic avenue. I'm very, very grateful that my parents motivated me and also had the means uh, to be able to like put me in those classes for as long as they did.
Of course.
Because that really informed a lot of like that was the start of my relationship with my body as an instrument of art.
Mm-hmm.
And because shortly after that, I also took like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years of epee fencing at my local community center. And as any SAFT fight master, fight choreographer, excuse me, would tell you, it's like ballet and sword fighting are very closely related.
Yes, they
and in
are.
fact, small sword was developed in tandem with ballet. And so a lot of that I discovered was still in my body when I got to college. But yeah, so after ballet, when I was really young, I took a little bit of hip hop for a hot sec, which
little hip hop era.
Yeah, which might make a lot of people chuckle.
That's so
trying to envision me doing hip hop.
I also took a hip hop class when I was very young.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I went to PAC for their dance classes first. And then and I was put into the hip hop class because that sounded most exciting to me. And we did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was a hip hop dance and Oompa Loompa in neon like suspenders.
No,
yeah, like black light neon suspenders. It was dope. I haven't touched hip hop since. So I think I can relate to you in the short-lived hip hop time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, then after that, I tapped pretty
yes.
seriously.
Yes, we did.
Like all through middle school. Maybe as early as 5th grade, but definitely 6th through 8th. And I ended up in my tap instructor, Vicky Weinberger. Was a DC local tap extraordinaire. She was teaching at the Joy of Motion. Shout out Joy of Motion.
Shout out.
I don't know if they're still in business, which would be sad. But she had a professional company called the Souls of Steel. And if you were
name.
in her right, yeah, it was really hardcore. If you were her student, if she saw promise in you, you were potentially eligible to be pre-professional for her company.
Oh wow.
Which I ended up being.
Nice.
So I was under her wing with the goal of ending up in the Souls of Steel for the better part of 2 years. So I was tapping pretty seriously for a hot sec. And then I got into Duke Ellington School of the Arts, which is a magnet art school in DC. And those days were 8 to 5 plus rehearsal time. So I had to give up dance. So I stopped tap dancing rather abruptly. But especially as somebody with ADHD, like those moves never left.
Yes.
It's the best fidget in the world to just do, under your desk.
So paradiddle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and I didn't really have an opportunity to put those skills to the test again and shake off all that rust. Because, I mean, let's be real. That's like 8 years of rust until Something Rotten.
Gotcha. So very recently.
Yeah. Something Rotten was really my first jump back into like some serious tap dancing. That was the first time since 8th grade, really, that I really got back into it.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that was, oh man, I could gush about the something rotten process for ages, but
And we
that
will.
but that was one of the greatest things to come of it, was to like refamiliarize myself with that skill set and to get like to feel as though like, okay, cool, so I can do this still.
Hey,
which
yeah,
which was
nice.
fun. Yeah.
Wow. So a lot of dance. And then you ended up in a, like you said, a magnet art school.
Mm-hmm.
Was this in joint with high school? Like, was it an art high school or was
Yes.
it? Yeah, cool, awesome. Arts high school can mean a lot of different things. So was this you had art classes on the side of also taking regular high school classes? Did you like major in anything? Did you specialize in like theater while you were there? Like, what was that like?
Yeah. In retrospect, I've never described it this way before, but it makes the most sense. It was like a diet college BFA program.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still had STEM or
Mm-hmm.
STEAM. For anybody who's not familiar, that's just basically, your core pillars of science, math, English and reading, et cetera, et cetera.
Boom.
So we would have odd days and even days. And so you would have your one half of high school required classes. So let's say, obviously, this is an example because I don't remember, but let's say you had like physics and your English class and PE on a Monday, and then at like 3:15 you would go for the rest of the day into your arts classes. So then you would
Hmm.
have a movement class and like script analysis.
Oh, wow.
And my major, if again like a diet BFA program, was acting.
Oh,
I was
cool.
in their acting program. Then the next day, your even day, you would flip. So um I forgot what I said for the odd day. So you do whatever you didn't do.
Yeah.
And then like you would have acting one, and
Whoa.
yeah, and like maybe it was like a special elective for that semester, so you'd have like intro to directing or something.
That was pretty in depth.
Yeah.
That's
No, it
cool.
was it anybody who's listening who went to Duke with me will tell you it was very intense.
Wow.
Yeah, too intense for children. But
Fair point. Yeah.
yeah, but we'll probably get into that. But yeah, no, so that was my high school experience. 8 to 5 every day. And then if you had rehearsals for anything,
Yeah.
you just stayed later. So it really prepared me for college in a big way.
Oh, wow. For your major selection,
Hmm.
was that something you choose when you join the school, or something that you kind of fall into as you progressed?
It is something. It has to. It's actually before you join. So
Okay.
they hold auditions. Yeah,
Okay.
you have
Cool.
to apply for a specific department. I believe you could apply for multiple. If I'm Yeah, you can. Um, so I just applied for theater, did an audition, and then they said you're in, and then I
Nice.
accepted. Yeah, I was almost not going to go, and then my parents were, to their credit, adamant
Oh, that's nice.
about making sure that I did go, and I'm very thankful for that.
Oh, good. Your parents were really good about keeping you on track for that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Heck yeah. Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Was theater also like, because you had been doing a lot of movement and dance work? Was that your first sort of taste at like proper acting, or like had that also been something you were doing alongside this whole time?
Yeah, so dance and theater were happening simultaneously in
Awesome.
my young kid life. Because in elementary school, every summer I would go to a theater camp. I was like a month long. I don't know. My kid brain is telling me it would lasted the whole summer.
What a joyous summer.
Oh gosh, because it was so fun. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, yeah,
Glen Echo. Yeah, and
yeah. Mm.
unfortunately that they had to close. But I remember like their location was like, I don't know. We ate lunch in in like a skating rink, like an old
Whoa,
outdoor skating rink.
that's cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
Oh.
And the only memory that I have of the show that we did was like a robot version of Pinocchio.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So was Pinocchio not a wooden boy but a robot built by Geppetto?
I think so.
Or were there other robots involved?
I
Like, was
couldn't.
everyone a robot?
I couldn't tell you.
Whoa.
All I remember is that like at the end there was a giant machine that was gonna like eat Pinocchio, and so we all had like cardboard pieces.
So there wasn't even a whale.
No, yeah. So it wasn't the whale.
So
it was
Monstero is also a robot.
Yeah. It was like the furnace from Zathura.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice Zathura reference.
Goated movie, by the way.
Whoa. Wow, I have even more questions about this Pinocchio thing, but we'll move on. That's amazing. Oh, well, so that's so fun. Yeah, like, I mean, summer camps that are just like weird theater, like that's the breeding ground for art, truly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And then in middle school, I did the fall and spring. I did the fall play and the spring musical every year.
Nice.
In middle school. And it was in doing that. Our director she was directing both at Alice Steele as well as the high school formerly known as Woodrow Wilson. I apologize, I forget what it got renamed to, because that was actually a very important battle. Yeah. My sincerest apologies, but
Fern, fact check that.
Editor's note, Woodrow Wilson High School was indeed renamed in 2022 to Jackson Reed High School. It was named that for Edna Burke Jackson, the school's first African-American teacher, and Vincent Reed, its first African-American principal.
Thank you, Fern. Yeah, so Jill Roos let me know about Duke Ellington, was like, hey, I think this would be a good avenue for you. Wow. And yeah, so that was really cool.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, and then you made your way to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
For University of the Arts.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
In college, I knew that I wanted, in high school. In high school, I knew that I wanted to continue pursuing acting because at that point, what else was I going to do?
Right.
And also the way that Duke Ellington trained you was like, the world sucks. When you act, you have to remember that you pull from trauma. You are on the front line of social change. We make art because we make change. Pull from the dark, gritty shit, and that's why you do art. So, yeah, my angsty 18-year-old brain was like, I have to do art. Instead of like just having a good time.
Dang. Okay, so maybe I take some stuff back about how cool that was.
Yeah, I mean, it was mixed bag, right?
Of course.
You got to take the good with the bad.
Exactly. And again, I mean, training kids that young with that kind of rhetoric, it comes with some baggage.
Yeah, they were teaching us like OG Stanislavski.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I mean, ooh.
Yeah.
OG Stanislavski for kids younger than 18.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
yeah, more power to you.
Yeah, we can circle back to my time at Duke more in depth, because it was some of the most formative years of my life in a very important way. Like, I don't want to only
for sure
diminish what was happening there, because like there were problems, but like I am who I am sitting across from you today because of there was also a lot of love and support, and
of course
a real sense of family, like a true profound sense of family at that school.
Awesome.
That taught me a lot. Yeah. So but yeah, I did the whole college audition thing in junior and senior year. Had that Common App essay ready, raring to go.
I haven't heard somebody mention Common App.
Yeah.
that kind of felt like a knife in my brain.
Yeah, you might want to put a content warning on this bird.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so I went to a couple cattle calls, for like what were they called? Unifieds? For like those big auditions. Like you could go to like some kind, like a hotel in Chicago.
Oh yes.
Was hosting auditions for 3 different universities.
Right.
I think in total I applied and auditioned for 8.
Nice. I was around the same.
Yeah, and shout out again to my parents for driving me everywhere. True troopers. True troopers.
I was in a different boat. Because my college audition process was during a certain thing we remember as the pandemic.
The pancetta.
Exactly. And so we didn't have to drive nowhere. In case you were curious. But yes, 8 different places, and then you ended up.
I was accepted into UArts. My top choice was DePaul University, was DePaul's BFA program.
Oh wow.
And I was on their wait list for a very long time.
For acting?
Yes.
Cool.
and didn't get into that, but I was in for UArts, and that was my second choice.
All right.
And also the best out of the remaining schools that accepted me.
Of course.
And so I accepted and started my freshman year in the fall of 2019.
Nice.
Yeah, and then also program got interrupted by the panorama.
Right. Yes, it did.
And I finished with all of my credits completed. I think maybe more than was necessary because I was an eager beaver.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I finished I graduated May of 2023, having not taken senior acting classes because I took a leave of absence in the fall of 2020. So in my sophomore year, which looking back on it, I realize more and more was a very good decision. But it meant that like my last acting teacher was Rosie Hay. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Which was a gift. I mean,
shout out Rosie Hay.
Yeah, easily my favorite professor. At UArts in terms of just
she was
bare bones acting, which is what I was really hungry for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember who were the professors after junior year, for the BFA tract, but didn't get to know them. Yeah.
Cool. Why you liked the program, but was there anything about like Philadelphia that was, because a lot of theater makers, especially at a younger age, look to New York or like the West Coast as a place to really like breeding ground for their future career, but not a lot of people end up in Philadelphia. How did that come about? And now that you've been here for quite some time, what would you speak to regarding your experience living in this city, and what has it taught you?
So the first thing that I just have to get out of the way is that at the time I was applying for colleges and visiting campuses, I was playing Spider-Man for the PS4 for the first time. And I was like determining how much I would love a city I visited by how well I could swing around the city if I were Spider-Man.
And that's so smart. And Philly's not that swingable. It has moments of swingability.
I was like, man, I'd be pretty locked out of downtown, but it's not bad.
But it's not
bad. And obviously for anybody who's like, well, that's not smart. I know. It wasn't.
I know.
It was not. Trust me, that only made up like a sixth of my decision making.
An important sixth, nonetheless.
Yeah. Hyperfixations go burr. I was really. I got every single trophy in that game. Every single one for every single DLC. So
I also 100% of that game.
Heck yes.
That was a high five. Yes, this is a purely audio format. That was a crisp high five. Anyway,
yeah, continue. I didn't just like drop, I don't know, the thawed burger onto my thigh. But yeah, so I really liked UArts because I knew going into college I also wanted to explore other avenues of creation, and specifically voice acting was a big passion of mine. It still is.
Awesome.
I wish I had more chutzpah for it.
Yeah.
But when I was applying, they were like, you will not just be locked into your BFA. Like, this is a conservatory program, but you have flexibility. You can take dance classes. You can focus on a dance track. You can focus on voice acting. We have a film department. Y'all will collaborate. They were promising me, just because you're a BFA actor doesn't mean that that's all you're going to know and do, which was really important to me. And I just liked Philly. I thought it was a cool city. I appreciated that it felt like a city, but it didn't feel suffocating.
Yeah.
I did not like New York City. I don't. I like to visit there for a couple days. I'm cool with that.
A nice trip.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I'm down for a little. It's like a piece of candy to me.
Gotcha.
It's like a Jolly Rancher. It's really pleasant. It's very enjoyable. There's a lot to do and a lot to see. And it's also just like, it's like to me, it is, as an East Coast baby, the city of America.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, if anybody who's West Coast, I know that LA exists and also San Fran, and like those are more than valid. I've never visited, so my opinion could change. But to me,
true.
it's just so cool to visit, but I don't want to live there.
Yeah, I can't eat that many Jolly Ranchers.
Exactly.
My teeth are gonna hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One and done. And I had one good audition there with Pace.
Yes.
With Pace University, they had I auditioned for both their BFA acting and their BFA film acting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they had a specific track for film acting.
Oh, wow.
And funnily enough, I enjoyed the film acting way more. And I thought my audition went really well. I also auditioned for NYU Tisch, and I thought that also went really, really well. I didn't get accepted into either, so. But to circle back, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Philly really felt like a city, but it didn't. It slept. Philly does sleep unless there's a sports event.
God, you're so right.
Yeah. Anybody who has citizens on their phone might disagree with me, but
man armed with chair.
Exactly. Accosts Wawa.
Accosts Wawa, exactly.
So yeah, but also the longer that I've stayed here, the more that I've realized how connected the arts community is.
Yeah.
And how this really is like a haven for artists, and especially queer artists.
For sure.
And
100%.
And just like there's so much respect and support that lives here in a truly beautiful way.
Yeah.
That I'm really only coming to appreciate like postgraduate. And it's great. And just logistically, the last reason why I was like Philly and UArts, please, was because no other program was going to offer something as intense and rigorous that I was looking for that accepted me compared to UArts. Dope. I knew that UArts was going to give me a challenge.
Yeah.
At least more of a challenge than like what was like Louisiana.
Right.
Like Louisiana's BFA program. I was
Fair
like,
point.
So
yeah. The arts environment here that has been cultivated, in my opinion, is not dangerously competitive. Does that make sense?
It does.
Like it is competitive. Yeah. Obviously, like arts naturally can be, especially theater, because you're gunning for roles. You're going into all these cattle calls. You're trying to do your best in an audition space, with countless other people. But an EPA in Philadelphia, held at the Walnut, I've gone to like 2 recently, and I am just making friends in there.
Yeah.
Like I see people I recognize, we're catching up, we go in, we say break legs, we do the thing. And like, I more often than not focus on the moment I got to cultivate a relationship with a fellow artist in the room, rather than how I did in the audition. Compared to like, the say 12-hour cattle call that they're doing for a Broadway revival in New York that no one talks to at
yeah.
It
and everybody who's going in the door looks exactly the same.
Right, because they're fitting the same cookie cutter mold. And then look, again, I want to reiterate every time on this show that I this isn't my effort to bash on the New York lifestyle. Like, if it works for you, it works. And everyone that is going to New York City to make their dream happen, more power to you.
Yeah, right? That is one of the hardest things that you can do, especially in 2025.
Yeah,
is chase the bag in New York City.
Yeah.
If you're making it happen, mad respect. I don't know how you do it. I personally don't think I would have that level of energy.
Yeah, same.
Just straight up. So
same.
Yeah.
So like everything that I say is it's purely my own thoughts and experience. I am very proud of each and every one of you that have made that your choice. But the Philly area and the Philly arts people are here to just like do what they love.
Yeah.
And if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, they keep working on it. Like it's something I've really enjoyed. So I get it. I get that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something that I started learning in freshman year at UArts. And it was the beginning of me unlearning what Duke had taught me, quote unquote, fun was.
Yes.
They equated fun and enjoyment in acting with how well you could connect with an emotion, and that was usually tumultuous. UArts taught me that true fun and true theater is play.
Yep.
And Alex Bechtel, was my freshman acting studio professor, and one day he actually took me aside. I'm very grateful to him for this. He took me aside one day in class because, like, you know, I was one to brew. I was one to stew because I was, to be perfectly candid, I was disappointed and frustrated in my experience at UArts in the acting studio class, because I was coming from, you know, a program where, like, you would just hit the ground running. My favorite way to get a note is for my acting teacher to tell me what didn't work first.
Gotcha.
And like, if I'm not getting something right, they'd be like, okay, sit down. Yeah, like that. And sometimes it was too harsh, but that's what I was used to. And I was really hungry for a challenge always. And what I got in my freshman acting studio instead was like open canvas exercises, and like, here's the beginning idea of this theatrical training concept, and now we're going to move on. Before I felt as though I could really like wrap my hands around it, really bite into it. And that was getting me really frustrated. I feel as though I was repeating freshman year of high school. And so Alex Bechtel took me aside one day and he was like, hey, I just want to talk to you about the program and how like your energy is reading to the room. He was like, I know that you had a formative training experience in high school, but not everybody else did. I would like you to understand that I'm trying to get everybody here on the same page. This is for a lot of people their freshman year of acting ever. And I don't mean for you to feel like frustrated. And I can sense that you feel like you're not getting enough. But when sometimes you can give off this energy that you're above it all.
Gotcha.
And that brings down the whole energy of the room. And it affects your peers, and I see it. And that's not the culture or classroom that I want to cultivate. And I hope that you can see that and understand that. And also, by saying you've done this before, you're closing yourself off from things that you haven't learned yet. You're cutting yourself off from fully absorbing what I can give you.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking you. He was very kind. He was like, I'm just asking you to bear with me a little bit.
That's lovely.
Just listen a bit more, man. And it humbled the hell out of me.
Yeah,
and I was like,
bet.
especially as somebody who I try my best always to be hyper conscious of my effect on other people. And so that was a little bit of a blow. I was like, whoa, I wasn't aware of that. And not only am I cutting myself off from learning stuff, but like I'm a negative impact on my peers whom I respected and like came to love.
Yeah.
And so that was a huge shift for me. And that was the big catalyst of like, oh, this is what fun is. And that was such a beautiful discovery. And I wouldn't have gotten that if I didn't go to UArts. Like if I went to Juilliard or NYU Tisch or like SUNY Purchase, it would have been more of the same.
Yep.
I think.
They just got it hammered into you even more.
Yeah. And it would have kept me cut off from fully accessing ease in making theater. And that's been the biggest tool in my personal artistic growth, is finding ease.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
shout out UArts and the training there. I agree with you. I think that the approach that a lot of professors had at UArts, especially because, you know, they gravitated towards that school for a reason. Those artists cultivated that community based on this ideal that they wanted to make theater and acting and art easy. Like they wanted everyone to come out of there being like, you're good at this, you know it, trust yourself. Like the note that I got almost constantly throughout my acting studios, this was Justin Jane, I got it from Rosie Hay, I got it from Leah Walton, I got it from Mark Wade, I got it from everybody. It was just trust yourself more.
Yeah, me too.
Every time. And I was like, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Stop. I do trust it. I learned the words. Yeah. And then it took me so long to really understand that, like, oh, okay, I have to trust me and this, and stop thinking about it so hard, and stop holding myself to this like rigorous accountability that like academia told me to, because as much as it was training and school, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a playful, I mean, we get to do this for fun. Like, this is our job.
Yeah.
We get to play pretend for fun and for money.
Yeah.
And to make other people happy. Like, this is what we've ended up cultivating. And I think UArts really honed that well.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like a cookie cutter, we're sending you to Broadway environment. I think that it prepared us for that, but in a way that was like, if you want to. If you want to do that, then you are prepared to do it.
Yeah.
And if that's not what you want to do, you're prepared to do whatever else you want to do, because that's what our job is here. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, very similarly. It's funny that you say that was your most consistent note, because through high school as well.
Yeah.
And then through college, it was trust yourself. It was, you are enough.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest note, these are words that I say to myself starting from when I wake up on the day of an audition till the end of the audition. I got this from Trey Lyford, who was our movement teacher in my junior year and is a professor at the Pig Iron. Don't do everything you can do.
Oh, wow.
That's one of my biggest hurdles as an actor, because I don't trust myself to be enough. If I just exist on stage still, which I hate to do anyway.
Yeah.
But if I'm not doing anything, then it can't be enough. And so that's a very consistent note. It's like, you can just be, and it will be enough. You are enough. Trust yourself. So yeah, I totally get that. And that was a note that followed me as well, and that I got from professors at UArts as well. That was really helpful. Yeah.
Well, we're already talking about it, so I want to dive even deeper. Let's talk about your process, man.
Yeah.
You're an actor. You are a very multi-hyphenate actor. I mean, you have a lot of different experiences from movement, stage combat, Shakespeare you have in your back pocket. I just want to know, like, what makes you tick? You know, what keeps you moving? What keeps you invested and fully in love with this art? And how do you do it?
To answer your first question, it's the people. That has to be my favorite part of any artistic process, is the rehearsal process. There, it's better than the shows. For me, it's the most invigorating part of any artistic process, is working with other artists. I mean, I can end that there. I mean, it's
succinct and it's correct.
Yeah.
You are so right about that. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, like, you have your memory of a high school musical, right? And you close it and everybody's crying. You know what I mean? It's like that energy of, it's because it's such an innate communal process.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the case is, no matter how close you are with those people, automatically doing that kind of work with a group of people, you're gonna get closer. You're gonna connect with one another. And it is so nice.
Yeah.
It is so nice.
Yeah. And it's just, I have known for a while that the thing that brings me the most fulfillment in my life, that fills me up like spiritually, is relationships.
Yeah.
With other people. I mean, just it's kind of what I'm living for. I don't really care about where I'm at in anything else in life, like financially, for instance.
Yeah.
If I have a good village, and if I know that I've been around really good people. I mean, like, what a gift.
Yeah.
I know it sounds real cheesy, but we are all we have.
Right.
Truly, and especially now more than ever. It's actually one of our most effective forms of resistance.
Right.
Is to just hold each other and celebrate each other.
Yeah.
Defend
the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. And I mean, kind of, you know, I touched on it, but the cast of Something Rotten I was going through a really significant transitional period in my life at that time, and if it weren't for that group of people, I don't know if I would have like pulled out okay. Honestly, it was that process and doing art, but doing art with good people.
Yeah,
good people
for
making
sure.
good art who really listened to me and saw me and supported me, and people who are so talented, and getting to watch them work and getting to watch their ideas and their man, like Alexa Wilder, who played B, and who
Yes, Alexa Wilder. I love you, Alexa Wilder, as well as understudied Maureen in Rent at the Arden with me. She's brilliant. Yes, continue.
One of my, every time she sung Right Hand Man, just we would all do that silent bow thing.
Oh yeah,
backstage. Just, oh man, and I could name everybody in that cast. Malik Muhammad's gonna murder me if I don't mention him. He was Nostradamus. He will actually come find me. So yes, Malik was
brilliant
and still is. Like we're good friends now, and I really look to him for advice, and he pushes me to be more like outgoing.
Yeah,
and is pushing me to grow and find more things out about myself. Like you were saying, it's the people. And yeah, so that's a big thing of what makes me tick and what keeps me invested in this art form, is knowing that it's all about community.
It's also fun to think about it from the perspective of, theater, especially theater, is inherently temporary. I've mentioned it a lot on the show, right? It is a moment in time. Every show is different. There's always a limit to that run. Even if you're on a Broadway tour, it's gonna end, right? Like that's how theater is. It's not like film where it's just going to go on and be watched by generations. This is a piece of art that we get to do in a moment. But it's the people. It's the cast, it's the community and the relationships that you cultivate while you're doing it that then can become permanent. It's one of the only pieces of permanency from a theater process. Which is so cool.
Yeah,
because then you work on the next thing with them, and you're like, oh, great, this is a continued thing, and I get to keep working with you, and that's the thing I get to pull from this other experience, is that now we get to work on something else.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. With that, for those who aren't, there's no video aspect to this show. Nate's standing up now. I just think it's funny. I wanted to mention it because we do this show sitting down, and I'm still sitting, but Nate's standing, and I just think it's funny.
Man.
I think it's a testament to your character because you're the first person to do this. And
I am?
Yes, and I just wanted to mention it.
Well, it's twofold. It's like my back was to the sun.
Okay, fair. Yes,
and I was getting toasty, and I get really toasty. I'm
toasty.
Very warm blooded, and also like I needed something to lean against.
Okay.
Well, I need to move.
I know. And that's more of what I want to talk about. But yeah, I mean, Something Rotten. What a beast. And a musical to that. You've also found yourself in shows like Hamlet.
Yes.
I saw you in Hamlet at UArts, and I just wanted to say, is one of the most brilliant pieces of work I have seen in a long time, and it still is that in my brain. Your take on Hamlet is brilliant. I've had multiple conversations with people where that has come up. Wow. So I just want to throw that to you real quick and say congrats on that, because that was, it's a beast of a part, and it's such a classic show. But I wanted to ask about your time with that, and with your intense background when it comes to how you approach art and your work, and making sure you do the best you can, and how that's deconstructed and changed during your time at UArts with a show like Hamlet that is so recognizable and stands the test of time, and to a lot of people, especially theater elitists, want to see it in a certain way. How did you approach that? And like, how was that different or rewarding, or even the same as how you approach other work?
Well, firstly, I just have to say thank you. Those are very kind words, and
of course,
I did not know that. That's very touching.
It was also the first
Thank
thing
you.
I had seen you in. I was like, whoa, that guy's good. Holy moly.
Thank you.
Holding the skull and such.
Alas, poor York.
Alas.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's very sweet. That means a lot to me. Especially as I want to pursue Shakespeare and classical acting in particular moving forward.
Cool.
That's a career goal of mine. Secondly, I would be remiss if I didn't mention I was one of 4 Hamlets.
Yes, you were.
I was the 4th Hamlet.
I was going to mention that also, so I'm glad you did.
Jamaica Wilson, Joe O'Sullivan, and Leanna Doyle.
Beasts.
What a crew. What a crew.
Incredible.
I mean, wow.
For those who didn't see this production, they would switch during the show. It would be one Hamlet, and then all of a sudden it's a whole other Hamlet, and then, oh man, guess what? Another Hamlet. And then there's another Hamlet. And then all the Hamlets were together. It was so fun.
Yeah, and we murdered the F out of Avi Fiddler.
Yes, you did. This brilliant stage combat moment. Alex Cordero.
Yeah.
I mean, again, look, Alex, 1, I'm going to have you on this podcast. 2, I hope you're listening. And 3, even if you aren't listening, I hope your ears are burning with how often I bring you up on this show. Because you are amazing. But yeah, he put together this 5-way sword fight.
Yeah.
With every Hamlet, and it was gorgeous. But yes, speak to your experience with that, and your approach to classical theater.
Yeah. So it was directed by the illustrious Jameson Foreman, and he.
Jimmy.
Jameson
Foreman, love you.
Yes.
Shout out.
He, before Hamlet, reignited this passion for classical acting in me. When I was growing up in D.C., some of those summer camps in middle school and I think high school, I was in the Shakespeare Theater Company's summer camp for a total of 3 years, I want to say, as first as they called it a groundling. Like I was just a kid, and then I got into their advanced program for 2 consecutive summers, and those were like 3-4 week conservatory style courses on Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And while I was taking those, I really loved reading Shakespeare. I have an analyst brain, and so I loved like reading that language, understanding it, going going into the, I can't think of the word. My brain is saying lexicon when you have to go into the
scansion.
Yeah, no, it's
that's wrong.
It's like when you have to look up all of the specific historical context, like what the words meant at the time that they were written.
Oh yes,
there were these big hefty books of like these words meant this at this period in time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what they're called, sadly.
Fern.
Editor's note, the closest thing I could find when I did a little bit of research was an Elizabethan-era dictionary or a historical dictionary / historical thesaurus. These things are readily available online if you just do a quick search, and they will give you the definition of the word as well as any historical context needed to understand how and why it was used at the time.
But yeah, so that was my first introduction to Shakespeare training, and acting it, I was like, the big word's clunky though. Big words do big stink in mouth, and
big stink in mouth.
And I think I was just too much of a kid. Like I hadn't really experienced poetry yet. I didn't have an appreciation for it. Didn't have a palate for absorbing poetic and imageful language. And so when I got to Jameson's class, flash forward, and he laid out this groundwork of like the archetypes and the power of language and what language actually like truly is, which is a series of images, like oral sound. Even if you don't remember every word, can paint a picture in your brain. And so we learned all of our speech, our voice and speech techniques through Shakespearean language.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that point, I had taken 2 poetry writing classes. I had grown up a lot, and he reintroduced to me the beauty of Shakespearean language.
Yeah.
And how vivid and colorful and profound and also just like melodramatic. Can we just acknowledge that like really good Shakespeare is awesome because it is over the top?
Oh,
it is
yeah.
life at its fullest, and that's like okay.
Yeah.
And so it's big, and then finally all the words felt right in my mouth. They didn't feel foreign anymore. And so doing Hamlet, a big part of my process, it started with understanding the man. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Jameson also tasked us with writing out in a notebook all of our lines.
Yep.
Every single scene that we were in, you wrote out the whole scene. You didn't write out just your lines in the scene. You wrote out the whole scene.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You had one half of your notebook that was for blocking, and the other half that was for script analysis.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I still have that notebook, and I'm gonna go read it after this pod. And we were tasked with analyzing the language, and Krista Apple came in. Shout out Crystal Apple.
Shout out.
Yeah, she did it. She helped us with a lot of the text work, and she guided us through a lot of exercises of like walk with the text. So walk with the meter. What does that do in your body?
Mm-hmm.
Which then, how does that inform your breath? What can that tell you about the inner life of your character? So that is where all of like that process started happening. And more than anything, I sat more or less with Hamlet a lot. I was trying to make sense of the inner conflict inside him and what he was missing. Somebody isn't that mad. You know, and we feel anger when our needs are not getting met. And so what is he not getting? And why is this sorrow so huge? And the thing that just made the most sense to me was that I think he was really loved in his childhood, and that even when his parents weren't present in York was around.
Gotcha.
Like York was an uncle figure to him. Like they would spend a whole day piggyback riding and pulling pranks on each other and tripping guardsmen in the hallways, or stealing food.
Yeah.
As like an 8-year-old, and
Mischief.
then at the end of the day, exactly, York would hand Hamlet back to his mom, and he would tell him all about his day. And so I just started. I had to paint this history of this grand love that he had for his family, which is why his rage and his sorrow runs so deep.
Right.
So he's betrayed, and so I talked a lot with Leanna and Joe and Jamaica, and we all trying to figure this guy out and sharing each other's takes and kind of picking and choosing what worked best for us in those conversations. The whole cast as well was just talking a lot. So this dude, you get this note as a student a lot, but it doesn't really occur to you until you're in the thick of it. Just daydream. Just daydream all the time. Just think about it. Just ask questions.
Wow, yeah.
99% of the time, the question's going to be more useful than an answer.
Yeah. Wow, you're right.
What's important is the question, and
the fact that you're asking the question alone. Yeah.
So that was a lot of my process was psychological.
Cool.
And based in emotions that then I could make sense of how that could live in my body, and how what tactic would come from that. Like, if this is the context in this moment, what do I want? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That falls in line with everything else that's happening. And tactics with Shakespeare, for me personally, get real tricky because the text does so much of the heavy lifting.
Right.
That you kind of, I don't know, sometimes it feels like a hat on a hat for me.
Fair
because
point.
The meter does a lot of the work, and it shows you a lot of the intent, and it's also live theater, so I don't want to close myself off from something happening in the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say in summation, the biggest thing was figuring out how much love he had for his family, and then a lot of stuff made sense from there.
That's so lovely. Yeah, and classical theater is something that you want to continue to pursue. Is it something about the text that just is like, I need to keep exploring this more than, say, like contemporary work?
Yeah. There are a few reasons. One, yes, because of that. I just genuinely love the language.
Yeah.
I think
it's meatier.
Yeah, it's meatier. I work better when there's more detail. I work better when my brain is more activated. Not that there isn't in contemporary work. There's a lot of really good contemporary work right now. Where literally like font is changing on the page of the play, and that's great. But I like nitty gritty.
Gotcha.
And it pushes me. It makes me feel like I have a lot more to work on and focus on, because I can get distracted really easily. I can lose motivation really easily. With classical text and Shakespeare, it's like, do you have homework all the time?
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
And I also am just a sucker for words that sound pretty. I just have, I don't know, it just makes my brain happy. You know, I think that's, we can wax poetic, no pun intended, on and on about why we love poetry, but at the end of the day, words sound pretty, make fun.
Words sound pretty, make fun.
Yeah, and that's, for me, that's a huge appeal of Shakespeare.
For sure.
And something that, again, I didn't fully appreciate, respect, or like absorb until Jameson's class. And so I was like, oh yeah. And then to see that live in other people, like to every night to get to hear and watch and listen to the respective Hamlets' takes on their texts. Dude, oh my gosh, I was in awe. Again, that sense of community, that sense of just gratitude and respect to be around so many talented people who also just are in love with doing the thing and are really good at doing the thing. You just feel so lucky. You just want nothing else but to like hoist them on your shoulders and be like, you're so cool. You're so cool and awesome. I get to work with this person. Everybody look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool as well, to know that you're surrounded by people who are diving into it just as passionately and just as focused on the nitty gritty as you are, if not more so. And then like, what can I learn? And lastly, classical acting and like Shakespeare is really the only niche in which stage combat exists, and I just want to fight with swords all the time.
All the time.
And like, I can't do that in anything else right now. Like, I'm not gonna be a mocap actor for like The Witcher 10 anytime soon.
The Witcher 10.
I'm not gonna be an extra in the next like House of Dragons show for a long time yet. Just, you know, I want to be on a stage doing, oh man, like if I could be Mercutio, dude. If I could do that fight, and that monologue is so beautiful because it's literally written into the diction that he's dying. The syntax changes as he's dying, which is just crazy and beautiful. Anyway.
Hey, the Arden's doing it.
Yeah, that's, oh man, that guy wasn't it.
Gotta get in there.
Gotta
get in there. That's honestly a lovely segue, because I was gonna ask. I wanna pick your brain a little bit about stage combat, because I think it's such a uniquely fun aspect of theater that doesn't get talked about a whole lot.
No.
Because, you know, you just kind of somehow find yourself in the room, in the moment, and you're like, oh, I love this. And I can't stop doing this. Like, I took hand to hand, you know, with Alex at UArts just on a whim, because I was like, I should learn how to take a punch and throw a punch on stage. That feels like something worthwhile. And then 6 certifications later,
yeah, dude,
like I'm still itching to keep working on it and learning under these brilliant fight masters. Because in and itself, like you were saying, how it's connected to dance, it's such a beautiful art form.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know, like, how you gravitated towards it and like what you take from it, and you know, on the other side of this artistry that you have of like, you know, really loving like detail oriented, like meaty work, but then as an actor, and then on the other end of it, this like really intricate physical work that comes with weapons. Just talk to your experience with that and like why you love it so much.
Yeah, first of all, I think it was your unarmed SPT when you were Woody.
Yes.
Please remind me who was your fight partner.
Cal.
Yeah,
it was Cal.
I think about that to this day.
Wait,
because like you killed it. You were truly ragdolled, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It was Callie Wagner. Callie Wagner was my partner there, and we did a scene from Toy Story 2. It was the scene when Jesse and Woody are in the toy collector's house, and Woody doesn't have an arm, and they're fighting each other because they had a disagreement about escaping or something, and we thought it was the funniest scene to do.
It was
because we got to get in the body of like a ragdoll toy. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like Woody and Jesse are such an interesting movement exercise, because like if you watch Toy Story, the specific movements that Woody has, where it's like when he's running and like how his arms move and like how bendy his knees are and like the way he just stands, like it's such a different approach, and that was so exciting to me. And so thank you for mentioning that, because that was such a fun fight.
It was,
and Alex was so into it. I was so happy that he loved that scene, because we were so happy
yay.
with that choice. And Callie was so fun to work with. So yeah,
y'all killed that.
Thank
your that SPT just like lives rent free in my brain. It just comes up in my head like once a month.
Oh, that's
lovely. It was
lovely.
truly very impressive and extremely
you.
funny. It was really great.
It was funny.
So yeah, stage combat. You're required to take it as part of your BFA at UArts.
That's true.
If,
yes.
you know, anybody out there is still finding a way to attend a dead school. And so I took Unarmed, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
My fight scene with my partner was who's on first.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was
that's funny.
Abbott and Costello, who's on first, unarmed. And side note, at that time, SPTs were at the end of the school year, not at the end of each semester, so I'm not certified in unarmed.
Really?
Yeah, no, because then the pancetta hit.
Yes.
So you're required to take unarmed, and then it was like you can take single sword, and I was like, literally, why not?
Why wouldn't I pick up a sword?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you give me a sword?
So started doing that. That was really cool, and I it's like a duck to water, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you other than it just felt good in my body, and it was just fun.
It's so fun.
And the longer you stick with it, the more layered you realize it gets.
Yep.
Like a year will go by, and I'll look back at my SPT videos, and I'll watch myself and be like, "Oh, I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't consider blank.
Yep.
Oh, dip." And so, yeah, where the lines connect with like detail oriented and meaty work is that stage combat is very detail oriented, and I mean it's poetry in motion. You are creating pictures in real time with your body, for lack of a better term.
That's true.
And beyond just enjoying moving, beyond just enjoying holding a lunge, and when I land in a lunge, it looks pretty. Like, creating these pretty lines. And I had fenced, which didn't really come up a whole lot because you're not trying to stab anybody in stage combat.
I don't know if I told you though, but in my class with Ian Rose at Temple, I was taking single sword. We did just fence. Did I tell you about that?
That makes a lot of sense coming from him.
He brought us all of the fencing equipment, and we spent a whole day just fencing each other. And we had been learning how to not hit each other the whole time. And then all of a sudden, he's like, okay, now you can hit each other. And it was so awesome and so scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it really puts into perspective, the technique that goes into learning how to make it safe and how to make it look real.
Yeah.
All at the same time, and how it's still informed by this historical meat of sword fighting and warfare and also like dueling, like just so many things that were very real, like that still live on stage. So yeah,
everything you were describing is I also subscribe to, and also were big like realizations that were sweeping over me as I kept learning stage combat, and that it was all coming from legitimate schools of fence. Like we were learning from real fencing techniques.
Yes.
That have been alive for like hundreds of years.
I could probably hold my own in a real sword fight for like a little while.
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I would die.
For sure.
I would be the loser, but I know the technique. I know the parries.
Yeah.
I could probably muscle memory my way out of a fight a little bit.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
And then I also started falling in love with the people who make all the props.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
real folks. They're real artists.
Yeah.
And there's another podcast by Brian Latronic. It's unfortunately been discontinued. I think there are only 4 episodes.
Oh, wow.
But it's called To the Hilt. And Brian Latronic, I think, is a certified teacher and or director for the Society of American Fight Directors. Apologies if I got that wrong. Fern. But he interviews like Neil Massey. He interviews this person from the British Society of Fight Directors
cool.
from across the pond and that sphere. And that, I mean, we have the SAFD thanks to them. And so talking about like that history, highly recommend if you're interested in stage combat, learning more from these folks directly.
Oh, dope.
But like, you know, Alex's best swords, he's like, yeah, this was made by my bud, Neil Massey, who also worked with the late Denny Graves. And the late Denny Graves taught Neil Massey a lot of what he knows. There's like everything that we get to touch and replicate was made by human hands, which to me is just profound.
That is their art.
Yeah.
That is then translated into our art. It's just awesome.
And then anything that you get to hold that's from Neil Massey, who is the founder of Noble Blades, to know that his craft is informed by Denny Graves' work, who is no longer with us. Like, he literally has a legacy that lives on. And also, I'm not Denny Graves. His company is still producing. I should mention I forget whom he was mentoring, who took up his mantle. But that company is still active. So if you look up Denny Graves, you would probably be able to find his still being produced, just not by him, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to know that there was a community within a community, and that it was made by people who were kind of doing what the old school guilds did too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you read about when sword fighting and like dueling was a real thing, it was kind of what we're doing.
A little bit.
TBH, but just
bit.
with actual stakes.
Yeah.
In real life. And so that was really appealing to me. But yeah, I could ramble about stage combat forever.
Oh, so sick.
In short, very fun. Very cool to make really pretty images with your whole body to tell a story.
Yep.
To connect a character's motivation to violence, which is just really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially as a very non-violent person.
Right.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm still learning about. Like when I watch myself back, I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's actually how that character would attack. I think I'm just trying to do choreo the way that Nate wants to do choreo, not the way that this character wants to. How can I change that moving forward?
Gotcha.
You know, stuff like yeah. Love stage combat.
Love that. To those who are listening, go take a stage combat class. Why not? Honestly, I think it's for anybody. I don't even think you have to be an actor. I think you could just jump into that, try it out, see if you like it, and it'll unlock this whole new world for you. So go take a hand-to-hand combat. Go pick up a sword.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
At the very least, you'll learn how to properly fall, which is not only good for not only good for stage work and choreo, but like for your everyday life. Unironically,
no, literally,
that's since it's good to know how to fall.
How to fall, because hey, believe it or not, nobody teaches you. Nobody teaches you how to fall, unless you learn from a master sword fighter. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Nate. That's so great.
Yeah.
Bam. Now we're back. Took a little break. This part isn't going to be in the podcast. I'm just letting you know, Fern. Hi. Hey, Fern. Wait, is there anything else you want to talk art process wise, or do you think we covered a lot? And we can circle back near the end. I have some questions, but
I had a recent revelation about my artistic process.
You want to share?
It's related to life. Yeah.
Then go right ahead.
Yeah. I realized that I think my processes are a little too psychological because I recently discovered, I don't know why, this is what I heard in my brain, through the power of therapy.
Therapy was
but just generally speaking, over these past 6 months, been rather transformative. Been by myself, with myself for the first time really ever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so that's brought on a lot of discoveries. It's been very, very good for me. And one of those is that anybody who knows me and who has met me will tell you that I am emotionally intelligent. It's just a consequence of how I was raised, the environment in which I grew up in. And that's a story for another day. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But It means that I'm very good at analyzing and understanding empathetic concepts like emotions and like psychology and like where people are coming from, context. I'm very good at ambivalency, if I think that's a real word, but yeah, like being able to hold two truths simultaneously, two sides of a coin, something I actually really value in society as a whole. And I realize that I do that with my characters. I'm like, oh yeah, they feel this. Got it. Cool. They have all. This is all their context. This is what I've created. It all makes sense. This is their emotional life. Cool. But because I'm able to analyze it and file it, so to speak, right? I like make a profile.
Yeah.
I'm able to pack it away.
Gotcha.
It doesn't actually sink down into my solar plexus and spread through my nervous system, which is something I realized I do in my real life.
Okay, yeah.
So in the past couple months, when I've had a couple of like emotional moments crop up, they only crop up for a hot sec before I'm like, oh, I understand why I'm feeling this. This is all the context. I fully understand this, and I'm able to write a little paragraph about that, figuratively speaking, about everything that's going on. Cool, filed. So it immediately puts like a mile of distance between me and feeling the emotion, not the emotion itself, or like. It's not that I'm being unkind to myself. It's just that I am actively putting a blanket over an emotional experience.
Okay.
And through the power of therapy, I've kind of realized that's just a habit that I have, and I think that's gotten in the way of fully connecting with characters, because it's really easy to just in your brain say, yeah, they are these things, and so I know how to act those things.
Right. These are the facts, and I'm going to stick to that.
Yeah. As opposed to being like, okay, so if that's all the context, what does that feel like? Like pouring all of those letters out of the corner of the page and actually letting it drip onto my skin, so to speak.
Yeah.
I just struggle to do that.
Like an essay rather than a bulleted list. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's been something about my process that I think has gotten in the way of me being able to like feel sorrow. Not once have I ever cried as a character, even though I've played mournful people here and there.
For sure.
Spottily, because I'm usually the happy-go-lucky guy. Hamlet was a far cry from that. But I am trying to go into this next season of artistic pursuits with that in mind. Of being like, that's an important step. I'm not going to skip that step. It's important to have all of the information and the context and the details.
Yeah.
But hold it close. I'm going to try and work on holding that close instead of just tucking it in a file drawer. And I'm hoping that'll also take me new places in my own life.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Problems that you have in your artistic pursuits are usually hurdles in your in your real life experiences.
And boom.
So,
yeah. Speaking the truth,
so,
there.
Yeah.
That's an awesome level of growth, man. That's dope.
Well, here's to hoping.
Yeah,
I gotta pull it off now.
For sure. I think you've already gotten there. I think you're getting there, for sure. I mean, that's really cool, man. I mean, hey, the self-awareness even in itself, and having the language to put to it, that is a feat.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Go do therapy, gang.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, that reminds me. If you cannot afford therapy, therapy is not universally accessible. It is a problem. We all know it. Listen to the podcast, We Can Do Hard Things. Please, just trust me on this.
Oh, boy.
That podcast is my Bible. And I know everybody's skin is crawling because, oh boy, a mad person talking about podcasts you need to listen to. Yuck, ick, gross.
Hey.
But.
Hey.
Wait. Okay, wait. I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get what you mean.
This is
100%.
Hard times make hard men.
Ugh.
Hard men make change. You know, those kind of podcasts.
Oh, for sure.
You were not fostering that kind of thing. You were actually fostering a legitimate, loving community. And it is truly an honor to be on here and be part of that.
I am trying. Thank you.
Yeah, but We Can Do Hard Things is hosted by Glennon Doyle and her wife, Abby Wambach, and her sister, Amanda Doyle. And they just talk about all the stuff that they're going through in life. And they have clinical psychologists come on the show and analyze and talk about and give language to very traumatic experiences that we go through in life that we may not have language for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you cannot afford therapy, I mean this in a very sincere way. Like, these are things that tide me over in through the week if I'm having a hard time and like that session wasn't enough. I listen to them. They are truly doing a lot of great work of sharing language that will make you feel seen and that will provide you useful tools that you would also get in therapy to help cope with and deal with emotional responses to things, just life things, coping with environmental stressors or work stressors, or just like, I don't know, like if you had a really rough home life, this is the podcast for you.
Yeah.
And you just want to hear that you're not crazy, these people will make you feel not crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Look at that recommendation. Go check that podcast out. I'm going to check that podcast out. That's what I'm going to do. Lovely. Heck yeah. Power therapy. The power.
The power of therapy. It's like Muppets Pig in Space. Kind of voice. How I imagine that.
Pigs in space. Don't even get me started, bro. Don't even get me started. Speaking of favorite, it's because it's my favorite. Segue. Whatever. Hey, Nate.
Hey, Gideon.
This is a question I ask everybody on the pod.
Oh.
And speaking of things you hold close and dear to your soul and your solar plexus,
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite movie?
I've given this a lot of thought.
Yeah?
And I have to say WALL-E.
WALL-E? The Pixar movie?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have to say WALL-E.
That's so dope.
I do. I have contenders vying for that top pick, but it's at the end of the day, it's WALL-E.
It's WALL-E. You chose WALL-E. WALL-E's the first to come to your brain. That's awesome. WALL-E's a great one. Why?
There are so many reasons. Oh man. Where to start? There is something so magical to me, something so tender and gentle about WALL-E as a character. And the fact that the first, I didn't count them, but what feels like 10 minutes of the film, there's no dialogue.
That's true.
And you're completely captivated
by
this thing that you shouldn't even be able to relate to.
Yeah.
It's not human. It's not a humanoid shape. It's a little guy. And WALL-E's not even, I don't think, assigned a gender either.
Not necessarily.
I don't think like
Eve might refer to WALL-E as a him like occasionally, but I can't even say that to be true.
Yeah, so you can't. There's like no real identifying factor other than the fact that this robot has humanity.
Yeah,
and and that he just seeks connection. And as a kid, I saw WALL-E as a boy. And so to me, I'm always captivated by stories that show, quote unquote, men, because again, WALL-E's a robot.
Right.
And the thing that I'm going to compare WALL-E to is also not a human, but that can show what we would consider like a heteronormative character or archetype in a way that, their strength is in their kindness. Those kinds of stories always appeal to me. I forget the name of this kid's book every time, but the story of the bull that enters the bullfighting rink and just sits down.
Ferdinand.
Yeah, Ferdinand. Just sits down in front of a flower.
Yeah.
And because the flower is just beautiful. I love stories like that, and so I identified with that. I identified with WALL-E a lot as a kid when I first watched it, because like I, growing up, was told that I was girly, that I, quote, acted gay, unquote, and that I wasn't a boy, I wasn't a man. And then I saw Wally, and I was like, no, but that's me.
Yeah.
just a little guy,
right.
You know,
just going about the world.
Yeah,
hanging out with this plant
exactly.
and this bug.
And that the reason why you're enamored by him and connected to him is that he just wants to foster care.
Right.
He just cares. He just wants to love.
He just wants to clean.
Yeah.
And to help people.
Exactly.
Make a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as an adult, I also just find it impressive and captivating when stories can involve no dialogue but just hold your attention.
Oh yeah.
Like Cinetic Theater, I don't know if you're familiar. In Virginia, they specialize in doing plays with no dialogue. They did a production of Midsummer Night's Dream with no talking. And it's easily one of my favorite things I've ever seen in my entire life.
And how do you even do that?
It's really cool. Yeah, so that's one reason, is that I could identify with Wally when I first watched it as a kid, and also from an artistic standpoint, I just love storytelling like that. But I also love sci-fi. I feel like the more time goes on, the more relevant that story arc is about the crossover of capitalism, politics, and corporatism. I mean, the golden tricorn for human misery. And
literally,
the reason why Earth is desolate is because of, by and large, it's yeah. I mean,
oh god, yeah.
Sound familiar?
Yes.
And I think science fiction is a very underrated genre of art to talk about, discuss, and make you uncomfortable about the most pressing matters that face us as a human race. Yeah. And I think Wally does that really well. The animation style is gorgeous. Beautiful. And hasn't lost a day, which is really impressive. Yeah. We live in an age where stuff can look old after 2 years. Wally holds up. That's really impressive. Just from a technique standpoint. I also find it really interesting that the quote-unquote main character doesn't go through the hero's journey. Wally isn't the one who goes through the hero's journey. Eve is. Oh, yeah. And I just find that really interesting. Like, why is that? And then that also, I didn't consider this until I listened to your podcast and was thinking about what's my favorite movie, is that Eve goes through the hero's journey and grows, and because of that helps other people grow around her, and gets everybody reconnected with humanity and like what's really important. But it's interesting, it's like, but is that problematic? I kind of take issue with that a little bit. Is like, why is this, again, Wally has no gender, but if you were to identify him as male, why is it that the man doesn't have to change but the woman does? Right? Is that part of their storytelling? Was that intentional? Was it not? Does it matter? Right. I don't know. It kind of rubs me the wrong way thinking about it. And so I was like, there's just so much to talk about with that film. And not to mention just the directing is marvelous. The music is great. Oh, what an amazing soundtrack. What a beautiful ending. What a beautiful way to end a film that's about so much despair. It's like, no matter how far down the rabbit hole we go of capitalism, is that we will always be human beings at the end. We will still have souls. We can always come back.
There will still be compassion.
Exactly. So long as we can, we may get lost. And that's one of the, I'll end on this because I'll just rant about Wally forever. It's so interesting to me. And again, maybe it's the question more so than the answer. But why is it that the machine we created reminded us how to be human?
Damn. Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
Why?
Especially in an age of AI.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In this terrible, terrible place that we're at in the art community when it comes to this uprising of use of AI and convenience and, taking away human jobs. And I think especially right now.
Stealing human art.
Yeah. And especially right now, to your point about Wally and a robot reminding people of their humanity, is I think AI is doing that to us. Not in the positive way that Wally wanted to, but in the we need to do something about this kind of way, where more and more people, especially artists, are realizing the intensity that is AI's growth and use in like common workplaces.
Yeah.
That now it's like, oh, we're the humans. We're the people that make the art. This is reminding us that we need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And keep pushing for it and talking about it and fighting. And reminding us of what humanity really is and what AI may hurt and already has hurt.
Yeah.
But then, why can't our AI just be like WALL-E and just be like a fun little guy? Why can't it just be that?
No, that's a really interesting point that we're kind of on the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
It's that the progression of AI is forcing us to face the reality that, like, if we don't fight for the things that make us human, we will lose them.
Yeah.
Go
watch
which
WALL-E.
Is what happened in WALL-E.
Literally, that's what happened in
what
WALL-E.
happened.
Go watch WALL-E. I have to go watch WALL-E. Thank you for bringing up WALL-E. Because I love WALL-E, and I haven't seen WALL-E in so long.
Yeah. I also haven't seen it in a very, very long time. Shout out to my brother who's letting me use his Disney Plus account.
Yo.
I'm gonna go watch it tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So that, again, I could go on and on about WALL-E.
Absolutely.
Especially since it's just so freaking cute. Like,
so cute.
Mo, the little cleaner dude who tracks WALL-E down because he's cleaning up his dirty trail. And then, it's like foreign contaminant.
Oh yeah. What a fun little movie. And poignant. And also big and grand.
Yeah.
Like those shots. Yeah. We could go on about WALL-E forever. Go watch WALL-E. Thank you for that film, Nate. That is an excellent choice.
Thank you.
Excellent taste there, man.
Thanks, Dad.
Wow, yeah, man. Well, WALL-E does remind me of our future and what the future may hold for us. But that's way down the line. What I'm curious about, Nate, is our closer future, our near future, your near future. And so I'd love to chat about what's in store for Nate. What do you want to do? What's coming up? What is this next, like you were saying, this next season of artistry? What do you want to get out of it? And what kind of things are you passionate about moving forward? And who do you want to collaborate with? Yeah, I'd love to chat about what's coming up.
Yeah, thank you for providing me that space to do so. Appreciate that. So my next contracted project is the Maryland Renaissance Festival.
And boom.
Yes.
I will update everyone about Nate's time in Maryland.
Yeah, so that'll be a whole thing, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the happy marriage of all the things I love.
I was literally about to say, I feel like a Renaissance fair literally takes every single thing you like.
Classical language, dialect work, stage combat, being outdoors, improv. Yeah.
So many things all in one.
Embodied character work.
Can you talk about what you're going to be doing there a little?
Oh, yeah, and only a little, because they honestly haven't told me a whole lot.
Ooh.
I'm in for a lot of surprises.
That's exciting.
Just from Isabel's podcast, I can only imagine it's going to be similar to the stuff he was doing. But yeah, so I'm going to be in the dance company, the Revel Grove Dance Company. And so our main job is to kind of have these like choreographed events. We have to be at certain places at certain times to perform rehearsed dances or scenes or songs. We are also allowed to spontaneously talk with and or dance and or sing with patrons at any time.
Lovely.
More or less. And aside from those dedicated times and places we have to be at, we are free to roam. We must be in character the entire time.
Yep.
And again, people are free to come up to us. And so if somebody starts talking to me, I can be like, "Oh, you got your eye in you."
Hello there.
I can just and tying in the stage combat, that's how I kind of sold myself to them. I sent in all my combat vids, and they were like, "Ooh, yeah." And two things. One, there's going to be every performance day. So Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday for that holiday. That's Monday that I forget. I don't think it's Labor Day. It might be Labor Day. They are going to do a 1 hour abridged version of the Scottish play.
Ooh.
And they just want me combat oriented. They just want me in it. They just want me doing sword fighting. I assume it'll be like rapier or something in it. And the director of the Scottish play reached out to me directly and was like, yeah, I'm going to have you doing combat stuff pretty front and center. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then there's also and I quote, militia, unquote, which I can only assume is like a garrison of, it's a separate company. So like we're in the dance company and there's a militia company. And I can only assume this is literally all I've been told.
Yeah.
That they are loosely soldiers and they like come out of a garrison. Whoa. And so maybe part of my character will be that I'm like a aspiring yet bad swordsman. So every time they march through their dedicated rehearsed thing, I'll come up alongside them with like a broom. Or something and be like, yeah, look at me go.
Me too.
I can do it. And you know, I get into a fight, like get kicked in the chest, down to the dirt, something like that. Yeah. I came up with that. They didn't tell me that's what'd be happening. That's what I want to happen.
You're already daydreaming.
Yes. Yeah. I want nothing more than to get into a choreographed fight at a pub, like next to patrons, and like get like thrown over the bar. God, like come back up from behind it with like a pint nested on my head.
That's the magic of interactive theater. Exactly. Like immersive interactive theater. It's so cool.
Dude. So yeah, that's gonna be the Ren Fair.
Oh, congratulations, man. That's exciting.
Yeah, and I love listening to Penn talk about how in depth that character work went. So I'm really, and how hard it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really fiending for something meaty.
Yeah.
I'm really fiending for like, yeah, give me something tough. Get me tapped into something that is not easily accessible. Let me flex that muscle, like work it out, because I've atrophied a bit. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that challenge. Yeah, and then after that, I don't know. I'm just gonna, while I'm in DC, living with my folks, and be scouring Theater Philadelphia and all that for the next thing. And what I want this next season of my artistic career to be like is working on the ability to not only hold all of the information in my head and hold all the work that I've done while acting, but actually let it seep down from my brain into the rest of my body, right? Letting the words come off of the page, more or less, and actually like touch me and affect me.
Yeah.
That's going to be my biggest goal. And maybe it's too big a goal, but like to cry in character.
Yeah.
I want to be able to cry in character before the end of 2025.
I think that's a good goal. And I think, honestly, the Renaissance Fair might be a good place for that. Because, like you were saying, and to Penn's credit, and to Carl's credit, their experience working in the Ren Fair, that's a lot of time with one character. Yeah. That is so much time.
Yeah.
You get to experience so many different interactions and days and time with this one being. Might be a good opportunity for you to really, really let those emotions seep into you, because like, what else are you gonna do?
I have so much. Yeah.
All these days. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's a good goal. That is a good goal. That's exciting. That's exciting stuff.
Thanks.
Go check Nate out at the Maryland Renaissance Fair. That's not in Philly, but it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. So go check him out. It's going to be super fun. And then work with him when he's back. Put him in stuff.
Thank you, and yes, please.
He is a fabulous actor, and I can attest to that, as we've recently worked together.
You were too kind.
And I hope we get to work on something together again.
Yes, that's not the French play.
That's not the French play. Quick little side note about this French play. All I'm going to say about this, because I know we don't need to talk about it, is that to the credit of that experience, and to Janet Fishman and the Play of Our Theater Company, this new work that we got to work with and build from the ground up, with a wonderful cast of people, a sincerely wonderful group. That was our chance to properly meet and work together. So I credit that experience for the relationship we have now. So thank you, the French play, for that. And cultivate new work, gang. even if a process is a little difficult, make new work happen, because that's where theater really lies.
It's part of it.
That's really part of it. Yeah. But now we look forward into the future.
Indeed, yes.
Indeed. Ah, lovely. Another question I like to ask, and it's a little bit of a heavier one.
Now here we go.
But I like asking it, especially, as we are artists and our art lives on. I want to know, how would you like to be remembered? What is legacy to you? It could be as succinct or as in-depth as you'd like. I'm just curious where that means to you right now.
Legacy to me is the quality of which someone is held in the memory of a single person. And by quality, I mean emotion, texture, what made you think of that person. Was it, the wave of a tree branch, the trickle of a creek, somebody's laugh, a missing tooth in somebody's smile? That's what legacy is to me. It is what effect somebody's memory has in your body at any given moment. And how I want to be remembered is I would like to be remembered in the little moments. I want to be remembered in the little moments.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing grand, I like if you say hi to a really nice dog and you think to yourself, oh, Nate would have liked that dog.
Oh, yeah.
If you find yourself looking out your window and the bird lands on your windowsill, Nate could have told me about that bird.
You do know a lot about birds.
I do. Like I want to be that. That's what I want to leave behind. Because to call back to the most important thing to me are my relationships that I cultivate and hold in my life. I get a lot of fulfillment out of making those connections, but also out of making people feel cared for and making people feel supported, helping to show people how bright they are, how lovely they are, how much they mean to me and how much they mean to the world. Supporting people and recognizing their talent and their craft and their selfhood is something that I care about a lot. And so if I could be remembered in a way that I would know I was kind of tucked away in some little corner of somebody's heart, then that would mean everything.
And that is beautiful, Nate. Oh, that's so nice. Just as Wally was. Just as Wally was.
I guess so.
Ah. Yeah. That's so nice. Look at that. Well, to that wonderful bit of poetry you just laid on us, that just about wraps up our conversation.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah. How you feel?
I feel this is great.
Oh, yay.
This was so great. I was so nervous. I wasn't so nervous, but I was nervous.
Okay.
No, just because I get really excited. I can talk really fast. And I was like, oh boy, I hope I don't say nothing stupid.
You didn't say nothing stupid. No, how? I swears it.
But yeah, but you were 1,000% correct. This was just a conversation. And what a lovely and delightful conversation to have.
Yay!
I mean, truly.
Well, thank you, Nate. Before you go, I need you to do two things. One, this is a project that I want to live on and continue to work on as I continue my artistry. And with that, I'm going to need more people to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love a recommendation for someone you think would be a fun episode on the Philly Phone Book.
Yeah. I can think of a few folks.
Hit me.
Sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. First and foremost, I think of MK Prophet.
MK Prophet.
Yeah. Just because, I don't know, I'm really interested in how their director brain works.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I really want to know because, by all means, objectively, they are a good director. is a really good director.
Yes.
And so I would love to know more about her creative process. And also, she's a great mutual friend of ours. But I'm also thinking about like Jamaica Wilson.
Yeah.
Who has been really recently, I mean, it's well deserved. They're a very talented actor, has been thrust into the theater Philly scene kind of all at once.
Truly.
And so to hear more about their artistic process and what their journey has been like in Philly, I think would be fascinating.
I did just see Jamaica Wilson in Franklin's Key.
I also saw Franklin's Key just the other day.
And it's a fun show.
It was incredibly fun.
Such a wonderful show.
Oh my gosh.
And
Imagine
did amazing.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Oh man, folks, imagine watching an episode of Stranger Things live.
Yeah, imagine watching a Spy Kids movie, but live.
Yes. Oh, that's a bit. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. I like that better.
Just like, Carl. I give credit to Carl for that. I was like, oh, this is a movie.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh, man. It was so good.
Yeah.
I think of Alex Cordero.
Alex Cordero,
come
there
on.
You are. Ears are burning.
Also, side note, I will work for you for the rest of my life for no money whatsoever.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
You could really have a whole line of former students at your beck and call, like a line of huskies, ready to pull any sled you need pulled.
I hope he knows that.
Yeah.
I think he does. But Alex, again, if you're listening, which I hope you are, it's just a bit of a reminder. Okay? But yeah, no, I'm going to absolutely get him on here if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah. I think of Jameson Foreman.
Of course.
Terry, I think would be a great person to have on. The MT professor, right?
Oh, yeah, Terry Greenfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name. Terry. Fern, please. I didn't personally have Terry, so
neither did I. I've just heard I've heard really good things.
So Fern, that was Fern's voice teacher. So Fern, fact check me on Terry, please, because you love Terry. Shout out Terry.
Editor's note: her name is actually Terry Greenland, and she is a legitimate angel on earth. I miss her every day. Terry, if you're listening, I love you and miss you. And I agree, she would be a wonderful guest in the podcast.
Yeah. I'll stop there.
Yeah, that's a slew of incredible people. So I will absolutely make that happen. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
And second thing, where can the people find ya?
Other than out and about, because I walk a lot. You can find me mostly on Instagram. I post usually 3 months after a thing I do. So
cool.
Classic. Gotta go do that this evening. But yeah, you can follow me at Miles-McLean, MALESMCLEAN. I also have a Facebook, but follow at your own peril. Just because like I don't post anything on there. You can find some stuff I posted from like sophomore year of high school. So if anybody wants to see what 14-year-old Nate looks like, have fun.
What would be the best way to contact you?
Probably a DM on Instagram.
Cool.
A DM on my Instagram. You can also reach me at my email address, which is Nate.MilesMcLean. That's MILESMCLEAN @gmail.com. And quirky little thing about my email address is that if Nate dot doesn't go through, just remove that period, and then it should go through.
Okay.
No idea why that's the way it is. Ain't that a little funny?
Yeah, that's weird.
It's very
wouldn't
weird.
That be a different address?
One would think, but I found a way that wasn't my way. I didn't find.
You've monopolized both.
They all arrive at the same inbox.
Well then,
isn't that funny? It's weird.
Well then, give it a shot. If you're interested in working with or getting to know Nate at all, go give him a follow. And follow along on his artistic journey coming up in the next year, especially at the Ren Fair, the Maryland Ren Fair. And yeah, that's our show. That's our episode. Thank you for doing this, Nate. This was wonderful.
Thank you for having me. This was absolutely incredible.
Yay!
Yes.
Lovely. And thank you, listeners. you. I'm talking directly to you. Thank you. So much.
Appreciated.
You are appreciated. You're very appreciated because you chose to spend a little bit of your day listening to this podcast. You didn't have to, but you did. And so I thank you for that. Make sure to follow us everywhere at the Philly Phone Book. Basically we're on Instagram right now, and we're going to be on multiple things. I'm getting that together. And anywhere your podcasts are streamed, make sure to leave a comment, like the episode, get our reviews up, and share it with your neighbor. The thing with Philadelphia is that you know your neighbors. So share this episode with them. Get to know another person. And yeah, thank you so much. This was another episode of the Philly Phone Book, a podcast archive. I was your host, Gideon Caro McDonald. Real art is made by real people. Thank your SEPTA drivers, and have an amazing day. Bye. 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 Yeah. See you later. See ya.